data lifecycle, and responsibility principles. Throughout the stages of the typical humanitarian project, data also undergoes different lifecycle stages. While data lifecycles come in many variations, the common stages include planning, collection, storage, analysis, sharing, and destruction of data. Data responsibility means that at each of the data lifecycle stages, humanitarian actors must consider applicable General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, principles, namely lawfulness, fairness and transparency, purpose limitation, data minimization, accuracy, storage limitation, integrity and confidentiality, and accountability. While all these principles are important throughout a project, 6 of them can be understood best when highlighted in different data lifecycle stages. Meanwhile, the 7th, GDPR's principle on accountability, is an overarching principle that requires adherence to the other 6. Let's have a high-level overview of these data lifecycle stages. Planning. While the project stakeholders plan for the project, the objectives for data processing must be defined based on specified, explicit, and legitimate purposes as required by the GDPR's principle on purpose limitation. The specific data needed for the project should be identified, as well as the when and how data will be processed. Further, aligned with the principles on data minimization, the amount of data processed must be limited to only what is necessary. Collection. Based on the plan, data must be collected following the GDPR principle on lawfulness, fairness, and transparency. It must be ensured that data collection is lawful, for example, that informed consent has been obtained from data subject. Only the minimum amount required to achieve the purpose should be collected, adhering to the principle on data minimization. Storage. Collected data must be stored in a secure environment with appropriate safeguards to ensure its integrity and protection. This is to comply with the GDPR principle on integrity and confidentiality, which demands that security protocols be put in place to protect personal data and avoid unauthorized access or loss. Analysis. In the analysis phase, the data is studied to gain meaningful insights for better decision-making. The GDPR principle on accuracy requires ensuring that the data being processed is of high quality and relevant, and that errors are corrected without delay. Sharing. Responsible data sharing has been linked to effective stakeholder collaboration and project implementation. Conforming to the GDPR principle on purpose limitation, data sharing must be kept within the bounds of the specific purpose, scope, and considerations defined at the early stages of the data lifecycle. Destruction. Upon project closure and/or determination that the data is no longer needed, data must be destroyed completely at a preset time and in a predefined manner that makes retrieval impossible. This follows the GDPR principle on storage limitation, which restricts organizations from keeping personal data longer than it is legitimately needed. Considering these key data protection principles helps to ensure responsible handling of data throughout the data lifecycle and avoiding harm.